everybody. We're excited to have you today. I'm Natasha McCrary, the owner of 1818 Farms, and we're going to have a little virtual tour Easter egg hunt. So if you have your children with them, have their eyes open and see if they see any eggs, and maybe yell out to us and let us know. We've got Lawrence filming, and see if they see an egg, and I'm going to pop the egg open, and I'll have a question, and it's kind of a farm fact. And then this way you're going to leave today learning probably 6 or 7 pieces of knowledge that you didn't have before the tour. So what we're going to talk about today first is about the farm and how the farm got started. We opened in 2012. We're an agritourism destination, but also we have a line of handcrafted bath and lifestyle products. And then we also breed the South Down Baby Doll sheep, which you're going to meet today. So the first thing is, do we have any children out there who might see an egg? If you do, get your parents to type in, and I'm going to see if I find the first egg. Okay, I think it's kind of an easy one because we had to start at the gate here. We've got an egg. And the first question is, why is the farm named 1818? And we receive that question a lot. And really what the reason is our farm is located in historic Mooresville, Alabama. And if you want to know more about the town, just go to mooresvilleal.com. The town was actually incorporated in the year 1818, 1 year before Alabama became a state, which was in 1819. And our family's been here for 6 generations. So really the name 1818 is a nod to the year that the town was incorporated. So we're going to go in just a second, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our hens. Now if you have a girl is called a hen, a boy is called a rooster. And we only have hens at our farm. So we're going to go in and we're going to feed them. We're really firm believers that if you feed your hens healthy food, you're going to have a healthy egg. So we're going to go in today and we have their favorite food, which is watermelon. So we're going to go in, and when we go in, we're going to be really quiet and listen, and we're going to say, here, chick, 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 chick. And they're going to all come running, and Lawrence is going to get down and really let you see how they use their little beaks to eat the watermelon. So let's head on in. Ready? So here we're going to go. We're going to turn, and we're going to say, here, chick, 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 chick. Come on, girls. Here, chick, 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 chick. Good girls. Here, chick, 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 chick. And they're all coming to run. Run right in and get this watermelon. They're going to eat the whole piece of watermelon, even down through the rind. In the summer months, it's really great for hydration. But they're super happy. And these are my kids here, and they're helping feed. We're going to get some more watermelon for them and call them just in case there's some in the coop laying an egg. Here, chick, 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 chick. Here, chick, 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 chick. And these are happy hens right here. So we're going to put it down here. And I'm going to pick up this one hen. And her name is Midnight, and she's 8 years old. And the reason I like to show her on the farm tours is a lot of people see her and they say, you have the most beautiful rooster. Well, she's not a rooster. A lot of people confuse that because they see her crown or her comb and they think that's a rooster, but it's not. All the hens, if you look down at them, have different size combs or crowns. So I love her children. She lets them touch the crown, and then her wattle is really nice. And a lot of children tell me that they think this is pepperoni on the tours. So it's not a pepperoni, it's a wattle. We're going to get really close in. But she's super gentle. And she's called a Black Star, which is a hybrid breed, and she's going to lay a brown egg. And she's got a little watermelon still hung in her beak. We'll get it in for her. All right. So we're going to put Midnight down. And then we're going to head over next to our chicken coop. In our chicken coop, we have actually 3 different coops at different times. We have a teenager coop, a little chicken tractor for babies, and then we call it our teenager big girl coop. And we're going to go in today and we're going to kind of see where they lay their eggs. We have what's called the nesting boxes. And there's several hens, so we'll come on in close. And you can kind of see we have 6 nesting boxes here, and we have 6 on the exterior. And they're all in here getting ready, even down low. There's one box empty. The funny thing is sometimes you come in and they have a favorite box and there'll be two in there. Like they think they just have to lay their eggs here. And you can kind of see also, this is where they roost at night. And then we're going to go around to the run. We're going to head this way to the run. And this is where we keep their water and their feed. And we close this up at night. Now, a lot of people say, how do you get them in every night? It's just natural for them. Once the sun starts to come down, they're going to go into the coop and roost for the evening. And we're going to go in and kind of see in our other nesting boxes where we have some eggs. All right, so here we are. And you can look in. Does anybody see an egg? I think I see several eggs, but does anybody see an egg that probably doesn't belong in here? Let's see real quick. Oh, I think I see it right there, Mr. Lawrence. So I'm going to open it up and see what question we have today. It says, how many eggs a day do you gather? Well, right now we're gathering about 28 to 30 a day. We have around 40 hens. And a hen lays an egg based on the hours of daylight. So as we're getting into the longer hours of daylight, we begin getting more eggs. When you're in winter, you get much fewer eggs. And we're going to talk about there's different colors and different sizes. A lot of people think that ours look like Easter eggs because based on the breed of the hen, you're going to have different colored eggs. So can you see here, we've got a white, a blue, kind of a brownish. And then I was laughing the other night, some of our bantams, the smaller ones, they lay a smaller egg compared to a standard breed. Look at this big one. Someone laid a big egg. That may be a double yolk. But then somebody laid a teeny tiny egg this week too. So you're always getting different sizes. But this, I'm assuming, is probably going to be a double yolk that somebody laid. And one question I always have is if you lay a blue egg, are they always going to have a blue egg? And that's yes. It's dependent on the breed. You can't lay a blue egg today and then a brown egg tomorrow. You're going to always have the same color egg, and it's based on the breed. So the breed that lays the greenish blue eggs is an Araucana or an Americana. Some people just call them Easter eggers. And that's going to be the beautiful, beautiful blue eggs. And really the difference is ours are considered pastured eggs because we open the door, let them out each day. They go out just like your parents or great-grandparents would have done. And they're going to, go out anywhere on our farm, scratch for bugs and worms, and they're going to come back in and lay beautiful, rich, buttery, flavored eggs. All right, so let's go over. We've got something really special to show you guys. One of the reasons we were doing this, offering this tour is with the virus, the COVID-19, we've had to cancel all of our events. So our sheep shearing day, which so many people, around 1,000 people come every year, we had to cancel that. All of our school trips, master gardeners have been canceled. Disappointing, we live streamed the sheep shearing this week, but I wanted to talk a little bit about that because a lot of you guys might not have seen it, but I want you to kind of see what the fleece looks like. And what I did, I came over to the paddock where our rams are. We're going to call them over. Come here, boys. Come on, boys. Come on. And these are our 3 rams. Come on, boys. And they look like little dogs right now because their fleece coat is off. They did look like smiling teddy bears. Here, buddy. And we're going to get them a little bit of grain. This is Kane. He's our oldest ram. He's retired. He's old. But he's still here at the farm. And Thor. And this is Elvis. Everybody knows Elvis. He has the finest fleece at the farm. And he was the dad to all of our lambs this year. So we had a lot of twins this year. And we're going to meet those in a little bit. But here are our rams. And they are the deep buys. And they love their grain. So I think Kane is looking right into the camera for y'all. And the breed is the South Down Baby Doll sheep. And we're going to talk about it a little bit more. But while I've got my boys right here, we're going to go over. Let me get Thor a little bit more. Here, buddy. And we're going to see if we find another egg. Okay. Does anybody see an egg? I think I see one, a pink one over by the rams. Isn't that ironic? So we're going to open it up and we're going to see what it says to here. A question. We're learning all sorts of great facts today. This says, how often do you shear your sheep? We shear our sheep once a year, and we try to be as close to the 1-year mark as possible because really the value of your fleece is dependent on the staple length. And we want to get the longest we can, but before it gets hot. So what you have to think about, a lot of people ask us, is it humane to shear? Absolutely. Last week it was around 85 degrees. Can you imagine having about a 5-inch thick wool coat on out in the sun all day? The sheep are so happy. The day after we shear, they're running and jumping. Even the old ones, like, you know, like doing little donkey kicks because they're so happy. This we're going to show you a little bit here is Elvis's fleece. I was telling you how his is the finest fleece at the farm. This is the exterior. You see that nice crimp he has on it? But I'm going to show you the interior. And see how beautiful the soft gray? But can you imagine having all this on in the heat? You know, it's very humane to shear because it really, you could have some health issues if you didn't shear. But he has, you know, a beautiful, beautiful fleece. And one of the questions that we get is, what do you do with your fleece? So we do a couple of things. We do send some off to have it turned into skeins of yarn and core spun. But we really, there's a lot of expense in there. Not everyone knits. So we were trying to come up with a new product that we could send the sheep's wool out to people and they can enjoy it. So we use these little wool-filled suet feeders. And we wash the wool and card it. And there's Elvis when he's fully wooled. So you can see the difference in him. And we call it From Sheep to Nest. And these are our little bird feeders that you can hang in your backyard. And it's nesting materials. The birds will hang here and pull it out, and they'll make themselves a soft, cozy nest. So that's one of the products that we use for the wool. All right. So we're going to head over now. We've got another stop. And I think I might see an egg. So if you kids are on there, you look over and tell me if you see one. You have to look really close because I sort of hid this one here, but I wanted to find it. Does anybody see an egg? All right. Let's see. We've got our green egg right here. I'm going to pop it open. This says, who is the smartest animal on the farm? Does anybody out there think they know? Well, I will tell you the very smartest animal here are pigs. And we have little miniature pigs, and we're going to go in and meet them. And people ask what's their purpose, and it's really just for educational purposes. Most children that come to our farm, and a lot of adults, have only seen a pig in a storybook. And so we want them to learn about, you know, the body parts of the pig. We want to learn about their personalities. They're so smart. We were able to teach one of them to do a little sit, jump, and circle probably in 30 minutes because of their intelligence level, which also makes them very stubborn. So when you hear the word pig-headed, I know exactly why. So come on in. We're going to meet Mr. Riggs and Clover, two of our pigs. So this is our little petting corral area, and a lot of you may have seen it when this is kind of we called it our maternity ward. All the mamas and the babies are in the stall right now, but this is our maternity ward, but this is where we have the pigs. And this is Clover, and she's on if you've used our products, we have a lip smack, and she's a little product with her on it. Mr. Riggs deserves one because he's the sweetest animal at the farm. And pigs, a lot of people don't notice, but can you see? I'm going to get Mr. Lawrence to get up close. Look how hairy they are. And what happens is in the summer, they're going to lose all this hair, and it's going to come out, and they're just going to be smooth as they can be. And it's kind of like they call it blowing their coat. And then that's because they get too hot in the summer, and that's why they do a lot of mud baths, is to keep from being sunburned. And what they're going to do with this is then they'll grow it back in for the winter and have their coat. And then Mr. Riggs, oh my goodness, look, they love belly rubs. And he's going to grunt for you. And look, he's got the hair of his chinny chin chin right here. And he is honestly the sweetest animal here. So sweet. Can everybody see? And look at his little snout, Mr. Lawrence. Can you get down to his snout? And he has his little eyelashes even. And look, now Clover's upset. She's wanting a belly rub too. So let's get over here for her. Oh no. Oh my. Oh. And I promise she's not pregnant. I just think she's had a lot of food. But they are smart and sweet, and we love to be able to share these with our visitors at the farm. This is what you call happy as a pig in the sun. You see him right here, Mr. Riggs? All right, I'm going to let the pigs out, maybe. They may not come out. And then we're going to go out here, and we're going to meet a couple of our newest members of the farm, our 8 baby lambs. They're slowly coming, the pigs are. And don't be surprised, they could flip over the water and do a mud bath. You never know. Or Mr. Riggs loves to rub his head on my boots and do all sorts of crazy things. All right, so Eliza is bringing our first lamb that many of y'all may have met, named Baby Girl. And she was the very first lamb. And let me tell y'all, this lamb is mischief maker #1. She loves everyone on this farm. Justice, our farm dog, who's right out there sound asleep, that's her best friend. And yesterday we were here. She's determined she wants to play with everyone. She crawled under the metal fence, went and met the pigs by herself, and Fletch, our other Pyrenees. She loves people. She puts I've never seen this, puts a stick in her mouth, runs around like a dog, but look at this face. Maybe the cutest thing that I've ever seen. And she's about 2.5 weeks old, but her name's Baby, we call her Baby Girl. All right, so we're gonna give her back to Eliza. And then we're coming out now, we've got Wagner coming out, and he is gonna be bringing us Phineas. And a lot of our animals are named after seniors this year. So this is Billie Eilish's brother, Phineas. And he's super cute. He's a little bit darker. He'll lighten up. His mama is Lotus. And when she was little, like she had little leg warmers. But he'll lighten up and be totally cream. But he's small and sweet. And he kind of has, you know, a little bit of markings on him. Little white markings. But super sweet. And look, he's starting to get his baby teeth. When they're born, they have no teeth. And then sheep in general are only going to have their bottom teeth. But yeah, look, he thinks I'm his mama. All right, so now we're going to meet the next one. And this is Phineas, and we're going to meet his twin brother. And his twin brother's name is Bruno, for Bruno Mars. My kids love that I love Bruno Mars. They laugh at me, my favorite singer. And this little guy is a love bug. He loves to be snuggled. He's precious and really beautiful. He's gonna have a nice, beautiful fleece. But yeah, this is gonna be Bruno. Look at it right here. He's starting to get his little beard, his little mutton chops right here. All right, and one question we've had is, how do you have two different colors lambs? And it just depends on their pedigree. We've even bred black to black before, and if there's white in the pedigree, you may get a white lamb. In this case, Lotus is white and Elvis is a black ram. So we got one of each, which I love when it happens like that. Okay. And while they're bringing the others out, I'm going to ask a question. Does anybody see an egg? Right here. I didn't have a really good hiding place out here. We're going to open it. And it says, how many lambs does a mama usually have? And we get that question a lot. And really the answer is going to be, it can be between 1 and 3. We've never had triplets at this farm, but I have some friends who consistently have triplets. A lot of that's genetic also. But this year we had 3 sets of twins, the most we've ever had before. And if y'all listen in the background, you may be able to hear some of the chickens clucking. That means they've laid an egg. When they lay an egg, they do a little song to let everybody know in the barnyard that the egg is out. So you may hear that in the background. All right, so now we've got Eliza coming. Oh my. And we have here Roxanne, and her mama is Rose. And we thought for sure that Rose was having twins, but guess what? She wasn't. She was having one giant baby girl. So she's super sweet. She's more subdued than the others. You hear her little bass. And so she's calling her mama, and that's what they do, is they call back and forth, and they talk to each other. They do that imprinting from the second they're born, really from when the water breaks. The mama start licking it, and then they start talking. So if they were on the field, she would call, and then her mama would call her right back. But Roxanne's a precious little baby girl. All right, we're going to see if she can find her mama. And then Wagner is bringing out Swift. And y'all probably saw him in our picture yesterday. He is a cutie pie. So he was the one that kind of looked orangey. And I told y'all he looked like a Cheeto the day he was born. Kind of orangey, but it's just from what was in the sack. And his face is adorable. And look at him. And his mama, he's a twin, and his mama is Lola. So he's very cute. Look here. Look at the face. Sweetie pie. And he should be called, instead of Swift, Sleepy, because all he does is sleep all the time and curl up. It was so easy. I tell people you can't pose a sheep. It's easy to pose one that sleeps all the time. And then here comes Gamble, and he's got his the twin sister, and this is Billie. She's after Billie Eilish. Swift was after Taylor Swift, and she is tiny. Y'all see how tiny she is? The smallest lamb we've probably had born here. And she also had a little hay in her mouth, is just precious. And she loves to snuggle. She's one you can go in the field and she'll get right in your lap. All right, now these are coming up next. Two that y'all, no one's met yet. We're gonna try and photograph them. This is the one I have been waiting on forever because a few years ago when I had Elvis, one of my favorite ewes, Lulu, had twins, and I named her daughter Priscilla because I knew we had Elvis. And Priscilla and Elvis had twin girls. And this is going to be called Gracelyn, or we're going to call her Grace. And she's very shy, loves to get in the hay bucket, and she's really woolly. These two, if you notice, are a little bit woollier, and they're just like almost not even 2 days old. But they look a lot, I see a lot of their dad in them. Priscilla's their mom. This was another case where the mom is a white ewe, but then the dad's black, but we had two black little babies. All right, but very cute. And then Wagner is bringing the number 8 out. This is the one we've all been waiting for. This is Lisa Marie. And Lisa Marie is a Spitfire. Let me tell you, she was 15 minutes old, and she was jumping and doing donkey kicks all over the stall. She'd fallen in the water bucket, gotten in under my cot, stuck, and then gotten stuck in the hay. But she is going to be one y'all are going to be loving to watch because she and baby girl are going to be the two leaders of the pack. And she's tiny also. But she is really a sweetie pie. And tiny also. But so precious. But yeah, she's full of life. Oh, and listen to her little bash. She's calling her mama. She's calling Priscilla. All right, I'm going to give Lisa Marie back to Wagner. And we're just going to kind of peep around out here. This is one of our paddocks. This is the one usually where we have the lambs during the day. And we have a fence line here. A lot of people park and they can look with the social distancing. They can look from the fence. We've moved them here purposefully this year so people can see them do, playing together. And it'll become more playful as the weeks go on. The younger they are, you have to get about a week old to really play. We've got Justice, who is not even, well, she's kind of wagging her tail. Justice! Okay, well, maybe she's going to wake up. She's one of our Great Pyrenees. She's with the lambs. She's the oldest animal at the farm. She's 8. And she and baby girl are best friends. I think baby girl wears her out. But she's a Great Pyrenees, and we have our other Pyrenees in training. He's asleep way over in the other paddock. But Justice is a good girl. And then we've got, in the back paddock, we'll see our goat Farrah Fawcett and a few of our other sheep that weren't bred this year. All right, so we're going to head down towards the flowers now. I hope y'all are enjoying the tour. So far, we haven't had a lot of bloopers, so that's a plus, I think. And Lawrence will kind of just be hitting some of the high spots as we go. You can see the rams here. Now, as I was talking in that back pasture, we've got, Static and Albert and Ollie. Some of the ones y'all see in the videos a lot. Lily, Coco, Sweet Pea, they're all back there. And Farrah. We might see Farrah a little more from the fence when we're down in the flower section. So this end of our farm is going to be our growing, animal area, and we're heading into the growing section. And we also have our pavilion and our, what we call our garden house. It's really, we use it as an indoor classroom and workshop event space. So we're just in the process right now of getting all of our cloth re-laid. We tilled in all the crimson clover cover crop. And we're putting in all of our summer flowers right now. And one thing to understand about this is flower farming is unique, and it's really not mechanized other than the tilling. Everything has to be done by hand. So I hope everyone appreciates the flowers when you think of the thousands of cuts we do a year and planting. You can see in this front section, we're going to come up, these plugs, which we were worried it got a little colder than we thought. These plugs went in last week. We put in around 5,000 plugs. I did a comment and everyone said, well, how do you plant all that? And I tell them your best friend is a butter knife. everything goes in by hand. And this is an orange gomphrena. It'll be beautiful. It dries beautiful also. So this full section here, zones 1 and 2, are all going to be our summer flowers. In the back, you'll see zone 3, that's summer as well. And then zone 4 will eventually be summer, but this is our what's called classified as cool weather crops. And basically that just gets you back into the floral game earlier, because you can start harvesting usually for us the end of January with double tulips. Those have completed for us. The anemones are at the end, and we have some ranunculus. They're getting, as it gets hotter, these cool weather crops don't like it. Like the 80 degrees really, you know, stopped our production on some. And I'm gonna have Lawrence gonna stand over here and zoom in to these flowers while I grab this bouquet to show you guys. This is Bupleurum that he's showing. In this field now we have Sweet William, Nigella, Bupleurum, lots of different snapdragons, poppies, bachelor buttons, larkspur, and we have a little bit of ranunculus and anemones left. But I'm gonna kind of let him do a close-up. This is a bouquet. It's kind of towards the end, but like this is just to show some of the things that we've grown. Which to me, the spring flowers are really some of the most beautiful. But in the south here, in our zone, we're 7A. You just have to get these in. These flowers were planted, the majority, the first week in October. So you're constantly here. For us, flower farming is a year. It takes a full year. There's never any days off. You're always planting. Look at this beautiful anemone. Really beautiful. And all these are ranunculus. They call those the rose of spring. But we're gonna head down. I want you to see, we're gonna walk this way because I really want you to see the bachelor buttons. And he can kind of come through here and see a little bit of our larkspurs. And this is brand new. This wasn't here last night. These are our poppies. They're just we have some that are just starting to open. You just have to cut them so quickly, like as soon as they're starting to crack open. This was not even close. Look at this. This is gorgeous. It looks very Easterish. Almost it doesn't look real, does it? It looks very paperish. It's a poppy. But then I love these bachelor buttons right here. Very happy. You have to be careful. The stem breaks easily. But you know, really the spring flowers to me are some of the most beautiful. So I was running low on Easter eggs, and I found this one here, kids. So this is my giant Easter egg. It's not that many questions. But it says, what is your favorite flower grown at the farm? And I get this question a lot. Now, it's really hard. I tell people that's like asking who is your favorite child. But I do love Lisianthus. And this year we're growing around, I think, 9 different varieties of Lisianthus. They are really hardy. The base life is super long, disease resistant, so they're really, really great. So we're gonna walk over now and do a little bit more looking, and we're gonna head over to our flower truck. All right, so a lot of people ask us, what do you do with all these flowers? So there's a couple of different things that we do. We do door-to-door deliveries. We sell to wholesale houses. You know, there's like Davis Wholesale locally, Magic City Flower Mart in Birmingham. Once the summer comes, we'll be selling with them. And then we dry a lot of our flowers. We try to have have zero waste. So a lot of times in the summer, we're cutting and drying in our hot warehouse where our production facility is for our bath products, because we want to have as little waste as possible. But also we do bloom strolls and bouquet workshops. Those are on our website, where you come and the flowers will be as tall as me, and we'll go through the garden and identify all the flowers, and I'll teach you about the 5 elements that I use when I make a bouquet, and from there you'll leave here with a beautiful arrangement. So that's one of the things that we do here. But my favorite thing that we do is our flower truck, and we do that. It's a pop-up floral shop, and we go to retailers in our area, in like probably a 40-minute area, on a weekly basis, and you can come and build your own bouquet. And so we're going to go up here to our flower truck, and I think that there could be an egg up here, so y'all be looking. Mr. Lawrence hid this one, so I might not even be able to find this one. trying to look. Oh me, it must be the golden egg. Does anybody see that? All right, so let's look down here. And this is our beautiful flower truck. And we're the second owners of her. And I'm gonna see what this question might be. You know, the golden egg is really important, so let's pull it in, y'all. It says, what year is the flower truck? Our flower truck is a 1965 F100. And we had her outfitted with a canopy in the back, and if we would have buckets here in the back that had the flowers, and you come and build. We hope, our fingers are crossed, that by June, hopefully restrictions will be lifted and we'll be able to go back to our routine of the flower truck and be back at our pop-up locations. And all those will be on our website. But you know, we're still kind of in the unknown. So for now, mainly if you're in the local delivery, we're doing door to door. So we're still getting the beauty of fresh flowers out there. And we appreciate so many people have supported us during this time when we had all of our spring flowers in, and we cannot tell you how much we appreciate that. But anyway, Lawrence is gonna zoom in, and I think we have one last little person. Gracelyn is here, and she's gonna send y'all off and wish you a happy, happy Easter. Scoot her up just a little bit. And I hope you guys had fun on the tour and the Easter egg hunt. And I hope you learned a lot, and we really appreciate you following along. And we're gonna try to do more videos through the next couple months, just little daily updates. But again, if you have any questions, you can send us a direct message. I couldn't really answer the question since I'm on the other side of the camera. But again, thank you for joining us, and have a happy Easter.